Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to uncover a hidden mathematical code, a secret pattern that shows up in the most unexpected places, connecting everything from art and biology to the cosmos itself. All right, let's start with this, a nautilus shell. Just look at that beautiful, elegant spiral. The chambers get bigger and bigger, but the shape stays exactly the same. It's not just pretty, it's a perfect example of logarithmic growth, something that is incredibly precise mathematically. Okay, now let's jump from the ocean to a sunflower. Look closely at the pattern of the seeds. You can actually see two sets of spirals interlocking. One set curves clockwise, and the other goes counterclockwise. Now, this isn't random at all. It's nature's way of being super efficient and packing in as many seeds as possible. So, a seashell, a flower, and a massive stone building. What on earth could they possibly have in common? I mean, they seem completely unrelated, right? Well, what if I told you they're all connected by the very same secret pattern? Okay, let's dive into this.
To find that connection, we first need to look at a kind of strange sequence of numbers. This sequence is what holds the key to all of these designs.
Now, check this out. This might seem random, but it's the family tree of a male bee, and it reveals a really surprising pattern. You see, a male bee has only one parent, a female, but a female bee has two. This unique little quirk of bee ancestry is our first big clue.
So, as you go back through the generations of that male bee, the number of ancestors in each level follows this exact sequence you see here. And the rule is so simple. You just get the next number by adding the two that came before it. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5, and so on.
This simple pattern has a name. It's called the Fibonacci sequence, and it is the very first key to unlocking this whole cosmic code.
But the sequence itself? That's really only the beginning. The real secret, the magic, is actually found in the relationship between these numbers.
Here's where it gets amazing. If you take any number in that sequence and divide it by the one right before it, well, look what happens. As the numbers get larger, the result gets closer and closer and closer to one very specific, almost magical value. And this is the number. It settles around 1.618 and goes on forever. It's known as phi, or the golden ratio. It's an irrational number, which just means its decimal points never end and never repeat. This graph shows it perfectly. You can see how the ratios kind of jump around at first, but then they quickly zero in and converge on that one perfect value, phi.
So, okay, how does an abstract number like this translate into a physical shape? Well, the answer comes from geometry, and it creates a form that I promise you will instantly recognize. We can actually build it. You start by arranging squares whose sides follow that Fibonacci sequence. So you've got a 1 by 1, another 1 by 1, then a 2 by 2, a 3 by 3, a 5 by 5, and they all fit together to create this perfect growing rectangle.
Then all you have to do is draw a smooth, continuous arc through the corners of these squares, and boom, you get this iconic shape, the golden spiral. What's so wild is that it can grow infinitely large or infinitely small, but it always keeps its exact same proportions. And this is where it all comes together. Why does this matter? Well, this specific shape, this spiral that comes from the golden ratio, is found just about everywhere in the natural world. It often represents the most efficient way for things to grow or the tightest way to pack things together. Hey, remember our nautilus shell from the beginning? When you overlay the golden spiral, it's a perfect match. The growth of that shell follows this exact geometric progression. It's incredible. And it doesn't stop there. This same mathematical principle is in the spirals of a pine cone, usually 8 going one way and 13 the other. The sunflower, often 21 and 34 spirals, all Fibonacci numbers. You can see it in tree branches, ancient Greek architecture like the Parthenon, and even in masterpieces by artists like Leonardo da Vinci.
You know, when ancient cultures saw this pattern showing up universally, from a tiny plant to the most epic architecture, they didn't think it was just some coincidence. For them, it was like they had found a deliberate blueprint for the entire universe. They called it sacred geometry, and they believed it was a fundamental principle of creation itself.
This idea is deeply tied into ancient symbols like the flower of life, which has been found in temples from Egypt all the way to China. Some believe it's a visual expression of creation, that this single symbol contains the proportions of the golden ratio and all the seeds of geometry, representing how all life is interconnected.
So what you should take away from all this is a final fascinating question. Is this reoccurring pattern simply a beautiful quirk of physics, just the most efficient way for things to grow and form? Or, as so many ancient cultures believed, does it point to something more? Maybe the signature of a grand design? That, right there, is the cosmic code.